Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. This is my first video back after my long break. If you didn't know, I went for LASIK about 3 weeks ago. I'm doing my monthly check-in today on my spending for the month, and I'll also take a look at my budget for April and plan for that. If you're new to my channel, Money Diaries is a monthly series that I plan to do for the rest of this year in 2022, where I document my finances and share what I've spent my money on in terms of my non-essential, fun and frivolous spending. This is also part of my efforts to keep myself accountable to my low-buy year, where I'm trying to be more mindful and conscious with my money and my mindset around consumerism. I have a playlist with all my past money diaries so far for more background and context if you're interested, and I'll link it in the description below. Alright, let's start, shall we? In terms of my sinking fund spending, it's a very short list. There are only 3 things. This is also because of my LASIK procedure where for about 2 weeks I wasn't going out and I wasn't using my phone. So 2 of the things that I did buy are skincare related and they are replacements of items that I use very frequently. Just a quick note on these 2 purchases. Even though they were quite simple and straightforward, I do want to justify them to myself also. So the sunscreen that I bought for $12.80 was on sale, and the usual price is $19.90. And because I use it every single day, I usually like to have multiple backups, not just for convenience but also to save money, because I will buy multiple backups only when it's on sale at either Guardian or Watsons. So in this case, keeping a few backups makes sense financially. But this Oxy 5 pimple cream though, I feel like I bought it too early. I bought this because I was running out of my existing tube, but that was a couple weeks ago and I'm still on the old tube, squeezing the last dregs of it. I think what I'm going to do next time is to wait a bit longer, depending also on the accessibility of the product and the ease of replacement. In this case, this Oxy cream is very easy to find, so I can afford to wait a bit longer before buying a replacement. This is just a personal exercise in addressing my scarcity mindset when it comes to the purchase of replacement items. So that's mostly it for my sinking fund spending. The last thing on the list is iCloud storage, which is $1.28 a month. This will be a recurring transaction every month now, and the total adds up to about $16 a year, which I think is quite reasonable. The main reason why I decided to get more iCloud storage is related to the next thing I want to talk about, which is quite an exciting but also very scary new development in my life. And that development is that I have decided to seriously think of my YouTube channel as a side hustle for myself. I mentioned in a community post that I've recently been monetized by YouTube, which basically means that I can earn money from the ads being put on my videos. I'm planning to make a separate video all about the monetization process, but for now what this means for me is that I am even more motivated to improve the quality of my videos, from how I script it to how I film and edit these videos. And so, like my first initial investment back in December last year to get a microphone, I've decided to make another investment and get myself an iPad. Technically, I haven't earned any money from YouTube yet. I can see on my YouTube analytics page how much I've earned from ad revenue so far, but the timeline for when that money gets paid out is close to 2 months, so I think I'll see that money at the end of April. At this moment in time, I've earned about $1,000 from ads, and no worries, I'll make a separate video on this, so subscribe and stay tuned if you want to see how YouTube monetization works for a small channel. And so I was talking about getting an iPad. I thought about it when I was writing the script for my HDB video, which is about how I bought a 2-room resale flat at 24 years old. And while I was writing that script, I was thinking to myself that this story probably deserves something better than a PowerPoint presentation, which kinda has been the style of my videos so far. So I deliberated about it for a couple days and I thought, okay, I'm going to get about $1,000 from YouTube in April, which would offset the bulk of the cost of the iPad, even if I never make any good money from YouTube ever again. So yeah, getting this iPad was kinda like both a treat and a present for me to congratulate myself for getting this far, where I could even monetize my YouTube channel. But on the serious money-making side of it, It's also a needed tool for me to upgrade the quality of my videos and expand the possibilities of what I can do. It's an investment into the business essentially. And right now, the business is in deficit because I've earned no money and I've had to take a loan from myself and my emergency fund again. But I wouldn't have done it, of course, unless I knew that I had money coming in. And in this case, I'll have that $1,000 coming in April, I hope. So here are all the things I bought in the name of my YouTube channel and upgrading my video quality and content. It's a total of $1,350. From now on, all my spending related to my channel will be parked under my YouTube fund, which is just a separate pool of money that I've dedicated for YouTube-related expenses. And it's going to be separate from my personal sinking fund. And my plan is also to put any money I earn from this platform back into the fund, so this fund is basically like a business bank account. I'm not sure if I'll be including expenditure from this YouTube fund in future money diaries because it's not really money for myself, it'll be money for the growth of my channel, so it might be a separate video instead. But yes, I'm very excited to use my new iPad and figure out how I can use it to improve my skills, whether for editing my videos or for other content. The iPad is still very new to me right now, so I'm just playing around with it, trying things out, but I'm very excited. I haven't been this excited in a long while about learning something new. Alright, let's move on to my budget for April, and I'll take you to my budgeting spreadsheet over here. This month's budget will be slightly different from previous months because I have more money to play with. In March, I received quite a bit of cash back from my credit card spending because of all the big ticket items like my LASIK and my iPad, so that was about $60 in cashback. At the same time, I also sold some big ticket items on Carousel, so I earned $270 from that. This is a rare occurrence and it doesn't happen often, by the way. It just so happened this month that I had more expensive items that I needed to get rid of at home. So with the leftover money that I didn't spend from this month, excluding my sinking fund, that amounts to over $400 that I can bring over to the next month. Usually any leftover money I would give myself and put in my sinking fund, but I figured since it's such a big sum this time, it'll be much more prudent to put it elsewhere. For instance, I used up my medical fund last month, so I should replenish that. I'll go through slowly from the top. Loan is staying the same. For the month of April, I don't have to pay my service and conservancy charges and my electricity and water and gas bill because of the USAVE rebates. Everything else, I'm putting more into my joint account because we are planning to spend more money this month, or next month, sorry. So I'm putting in $220 for that. Oh yeah, so the extra money, I put it here for carryover from last month. Variable expenses, everything is the same. I have included my iCloud here. Oh, usually I'll do this, sorry. I'll duplicate it and then rename this to April budget. As for saving, so with that extra income, I am putting in $100 in my medical fund to replenish that. Since I'm here, let me address why there is still a LASIK fund here, even though I've already done the procedure and presumably paid for it. Yes, I've paid for it in full, but instead of going for, say, a credit card installment plan, I decided to take a loan from myself and borrow from my emergency fund. I had about $2,000 saved up, so I needed another $2,000. And I've already worked out a plan to pay myself back, and I should be able to pay it back by August. I'll be making a full video all about my experience with LASIK and the finances of it and the recovery process once I'm actually fully recovered, which is at least 3 months from now. So stay tuned for that. Here's another update. I decided to buy an insurance policy, which is also an investment instrument, and I think it's an endowment plan, that's what it's called, or something like that. And the goal of this policy is to build my retirement income. So since I'm contributing to this, I am reducing my contribution to my SIFE robo-advisor, which was where I was putting money aside for my retirement previously. In total, it adds up quite closely to my previous contribution, which was $470, but now it's split into $250 in Scythe and $216 for Prue Wealth. And that's it for my April budget. I'd like to share some updates before we close the video. I am working very hard on the HDB video and it will take some more time before I can upload it. Right now, I estimate that it'll be an hour-long video, and you need a lot of dedication to watch an hour-long video, so I'm trying to hack at it with a chainsaw and get it down to the essentials of the story I want to tell. I hope you will look forward to that, and well, I'm personally looking forward to getting it done. Another thing I want to let y'all know about is my Patreon page. I previously had a Ko-fi page and I actually received a donation from one of my viewers, so thank you so much, it means a lot to me. I didn't mention my Ko-fi page in any of my videos, and it was just a link on my channel page because I was a bit embarrassed about it at first. But in the end, I've decided to switch over to Patreon because I think as a platform, Patreon has more functionality and I can probably engage better with my viewers there if you wish to join me on that platform. I'm still thinking about what kind of content or engagement I can do on Patreon that will be different from what you see on YouTube. It's also open as a tip jar kind of situation if you wish to support me in that way. But of course, no pressure, my content on YouTube will always be free for anyone to watch, so the Patreon page is just a side thing. Finally, I want to share some thoughts and feelings that I've been experiencing the past month. I mentioned earlier about the growth of this YouTube channel as an exciting but scary new development in my life, and that is really it. There is a lot of fear and apprehension, but if I were to look on the positive side, I am also feeling a lot of excitement and motivation at the prospect of something new. I think I had the same feelings in December last year when I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel, but it sort of dwindled away, especially when my mic spoiled and I procrastinated getting it repaired because I thought like, okay, the universe doesn't want me to do this maybe. But when the channel started growing because of that one video and I started getting really lovely messages and comments from my viewers, it felt more real to me and it gave me an even stronger sense of purpose and motivation to a degree that I haven't experienced in a really long time. And that feeling in itself is such a huge blessing, and if I can describe it, I think I would say that it feels like I've woken up where previously I was just slumbering through life. I don't know how long this feeling would last, but right now it's so precious to me and I'm trying to be careful with it and with myself. There is so much I want to share now on my channel, not just about finance and practical matters, but also mental health, taking care of oneself, and being intentional in your actions and decisions. Yeah, it's a really precious feeling. Whether or not it becomes something tangible in the future remains to be seen, but at this moment, I'm trying to appreciate this feeling of being awake and the exciting prospect of growth. With that, I'll wrap up this month's Money Diaries. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, maybe consider subscribing and sending my channel to a friend if you think that they would enjoy this kind of content. April might be an interesting month for me, I can't say for sure, but also a lot depends on my vision stabilizing for now. Because everything is literally so blurry, I get tired more easily, and so working on my YouTube channel and making videos is taking a lot longer. But fingers crossed that everything will be okay and I will make a full recovery soon. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you're taking care of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, and I'll see you in my next video.